Hey, thank you for watching Portia Takes on the Black Belt. This is episode 5. I have young Russell on there. I got my brother on there, and we're so happy that you guys are joining tonight. Hopefully you enjoy the show. This is my neighborhood, the hood. Not for real, but we're in Demopolis again. Hope you enjoy the show. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Portia Takes on the Black Belt. I am here today. Why you looking at me like that? I am here today with Robert Shepherd, who happens to be my brother of all people. Hi, Robert.
What's up, Portia?
Say hi to my people.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All 213 of them.
Hey,
better than that. You're not like that. Your message is a little different.
Yeah.
What's your message about?
Well, first of all, I'm a man of God.
You are?
Yeah, I'm
I can't tell you need an alto before we fit in.
No, I'm a man of God, and everything that I do. It doesn't matter. Everything that I do is due to uplift the name of God.
Okay.
Does that sound perfect? No.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give a different message, a positive message. A message that uplift people's spirit and give people hope. And so, as far as, I'm a Christian hip-hop artist. I go by the name of Proverbs.
Okay. So Proverbs, my favorite song, you got an album. What's your name of your album? I Believe?
I Believe.
I Believe. Yeah. And one of the songs on there, you say, you're going in. All these folks that talk about being Christian. Everyone, I like that song. And so, when you talking about in the song, one of the things you talk about is that false Christian. This is the person who God tells us not to be. He tells us not to be the person that boasts about what the good deeds that you do and all the stuff you do. When you were sitting there writing that song, you heard the beat or whatever, or did you write the song before the beat?
No, I had the idea, the concept of what I wanted to do with the song, but when I heard that beat, it really jumped out to me.
Okay, so you sitting there, you writing that song. Mm-hmm. What came over you? Like when you did something happen to you? Was like, I need to address this. Like, what happened for you to come out with that song?
It's a collection of all of my experience.
Okay.
Like I would say, some people, quote unquote, get saved and still the same person 50 years down the road.
Wow.
And that's from what I've come to learn about God and relationships with that like that. They have the moral conviction of being a Christian, but not the evidence of a lifestyle.
But okay, we grew up in the church our whole life, right?
Even in the womb.
Even in the womb, we was in everything. And one of the things, they always say the preacher kid, the bad kid. Now, I'm proof of that. This is true.
Amen.
But when it come to me now. But at the same time, it also, that's what I get when I hear this song. But what do you say to those people? What do you say to those people that, you put this stigma on a preacher? Because you're a pastor. I mean, you're a preacher. You're not a pastor yet, mm-hmm. but you're a minister, mm-hmm. okay? And so, people put this stigma on the preacher. This is how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be perfect. You're not supposed to do anything.
I can say this. I can remember when I accepted my calling into the ministry. Mm-hmm. I can remember I called my mother, right? And one thing that I struggled with is I thought I was supposed to be a certain way, And I called my mom, and mama called my granddad, Charles Brown, right? Mm-hmm. And she called him, and granddad I ended up talking to my granddad because, back then I had to call on the payphone.
Right.
And she called him on three-way.
Right. Three-way. Right? Shout out
to three-way back, When my grandfather, he talked to me, and he began to ask me, because I was like, Granddad, how do I supposed to be? Do I supposed to walk different, talk different, do all this? And he began to ask me a series of questions. And the questions he asked me, he said, hey, Robert, where were you born? What school you went to? He was like, so, what you do, what sports you played, and he kept asking me the stuff about my life. And then he got up to the point that I was at that point, and he said, why do you think God will allow you to go through all of that for you to be something different?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So to address everybody, I think that, everybody say preacher kids are worse kids. Preacher kids just like everybody else kids. The difference is we just get judged different.
Right.
Because the preacher kids doing wrong is them deacon kids, them church kids, them lay kids. Yep. Doing everything. But it's just kids are being kids. But, people thought was shocked because they let us listen to the radio.
Right.
But that's just, it is what it is.
Thank God for my mom, because Dad probably would have had hemmed over dressing on. But what do you say to those individuals who's from our area? Your whole album is positivity. Even from Jesus Music to Chasing the Wind, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. And Jesus Music, Chasing the Wind, and Going In are my three favorites. I listen to it all the time. Mom loves Southern hospitality. I don't like that one.
Why?
But
I like Alabama.
No, I don't like Roll Tide. I War Eagle all day.
That one Roll Tide.
Like your music is totally different. So what do you say to those people?
Well, first of all, I can say about my music is I produce my music myself. Mm-hmm. Like in the sense, I executive produced it. So one thing you have to do, what people don't realize is I've been playing an instrument for 31 years now.
Wow.
So I'm a musician first. So I've been well versed in understanding music. You know, I deal with music in the choir, and I'm a songwriter, different things like that. When it comes to Christian, we talking about hip hop or music in general, you have to have a purpose behind why you're doing it. A lot of the purpose is to draw money, to be famous, to be rich and famous. But there's an accountability for what you put in your music, a personal accountability. Now, if you don't want that, you just throw anything in there and just run with it. But we have to, for those, for any artist, you have to be accountable for what you put in your music. Is it about selling records, or is it about the impact? And you have to make sure that that's what you want to do. What your motive is behind it. But you're still accountable.
I always say that I'm a believer. I know I said that with my last quote, but I'm in it. I always say I'm a believer. You just said you are a Christian. You're proud to say that. I say I'm a believer because I don't love my enemy. I don't love people who despitefully use me. I don't do what Christ do, right? What do you say to someone who not even a believer? Like, what do you say to that person that said, man, I ain't for none of this stuff. This is a white man religion, it's a slave religion. We've heard all that before. Y'all worshiping a white Jesus. Mm-hmm. When he said, don't even make a grave image of me. You know what I mean? Like, so what do you say to that?
There's a conscious movement that's out there right now, right? And there's nothing wrong with gaining knowledge, but the Bible says, and if you look at anything in life, and all that get understanding.
Right.
There has to be an understanding. Now, a lot of people reasoning is in frustration or out of hate, and when you try to reason out of hate, it will always be divisive on whatever comes from it. For those who I presented in my album on my title track, I Believe. It starts out as a conversation between a person that's not a believer. This is why I don't believe, and then I just come back, hey, this is why I do believe. I didn't attack why you don't believe.
Right.
The person that didn't believe didn't attack why I do believe. I just presented it in a manner of a conversation where we can have a logical conversation, and then through my lifestyle, it will validate those things that I said that I believe. So, and I always say this, I say, and I challenge people, to always preach the gospel, but if necessary, use words. My life should be a validation of what I say I believe.
Right.
And the problem is, as a church, that's not the norm. So that's why you have a lot of people, and you have people who study to be able to properly articulate why they believe. Mm-hmm. Oh, I just believe in Jesus because Jesus do it. Okay, well, why you believe? Well, you going to hell. No, you give them a reason.
Give them a reason why.
So you can sit down
and
have a conversation.
That's why you open the door for the Jehovah's Witness, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why you open the door for, because you don't know what you believe.
Oh, yeah, that's why they may not.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I appreciate you giving me the time on the music aspect of things. Thank you for talking to me last week about the situation about your class, and I just thank you for your time. You have a good day.
All right, Portia.
Why you had to say my name like that?
Portia Shepherd.
Well, there, Rob Shepherd, 44. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Portia Takes On the Black Belt. I am here for the second half of the show with an up-and-coming hip-hop artist, not hip-hop gospel like my brother, but just straight hip-hop. And this is Young Russell, that's right?
Yeah.
Young Russell. Now, where are you from?
Dodge City.
Dodge City. So he's from Dodge City, which is also known as New Bern, Alabama. For those people who don't know New Bern, Alabama. And then, but you claim the black belt as your home. True enough?
Yeah.
All right. So what are you trying to convey in your music? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to tell the people?
I'm just trying to let everybody know, keep it real no matter what.
Okay.
Stay 100.
Stay 100. Now, what does that mean? Like I saw on your Facebook page, you were talking about you're not gonna forget. Everybody say that. Everybody say, when they get famous, hey, I ain't gonna forget about the hood. I ain't gonna forget. It's a difference between not forgetting and giving back. Do you plan on doing that?
Yes.
What do you plan on doing?
just trying to just better the community.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That I roam in every day. Uniontown, Marion, Newbern, the whole Black Belt area, Greensboro. You know, I just want to, give back and help the kids because, you know what I'm saying, I came up less fortunate, you know, so.
So what do you mean by less fortunate? Like when you wake up in the morning, what do you see? What do you see here when you wake up?
A lot of poverty, lack of job, nothing for the kids to do, so they have no, you know what I'm saying, no resort but to, you know what I'm saying, get in trouble, to what I'm, you know what I'm saying, what I'm rapping about.
Okay.
So.
Do you, what about businesses, about opening up any businesses, you think?
Yes.
Yeah, doing that, or community center, something.
Anything it takes to, you know what I'm saying, better the community. Anything
that it takes to better the community. So now, how can the people get in touch? Just say to somebody, I tagged the video in here, and somebody see it. How can that person get in touch with you? Tell the camera how they can get in touch with you.
Facebook, Young Russell. Instagram, The Unapologetic Lyricist. Snapchat, Russell Chapo. That's how you can get in touch with me.
Okay. And are you having any upcoming shows coming up?
Yes, doing a show with Pastor Troy on the 25th.
Wow.
Me and Solo Sleep from Marion, and we doing at the Black Cat Lounge.
Okay, so Pastor Troy coming to the Black Cat Lounge. That's Adrian's spot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all doing that. So are you ready? You gonna let Pastor Troy know? You know, you the best in Alabama, right?
I'm ready.
All right, then. Well, we look forward to this. So you can check him out at the Black Cat Lounge in. This Saturday, which is June 25th, and then you can catch your own music, any new music that you got coming out. You tell me about a mixtape, right?
Yes, I'm dropping the mixtape, Long Live Truth.
Do you play that in your music? Do you say, you know, this is my pain, this is what I see, and I want people to recognize what? What do you want people to recognize? So not even just for to make us feel good here in the Black Belt, because I do like your new hit single, which is called what?
Real Niggas Regardless.
Real Niggas Regardless, and you got featuring who?
Jay Sweat.
Jay Sweat, and he's from the Black Belt too, right?
Uniontown.
From Uniontown, Alabama, which is a dope record. The beat is fine. Who did the beat?
I bought it.
You bought it online? Okay, well the beat was dope, and so when you're thinking about conveying that message, and in the video you show shots of Uniontown when you hang out at with your friends, but what are you saying? What are you saying? What do you want the people that are not from here to hear about this area?
But you know what I'm saying? We from a small town. Basically, we coming from nothing. We just trying to be something. We just trying to keep it real, you know. That's just it. That's the whole thing about being real. Being
real, and then doing what's necessary in order for people to pay attention to what's here.
Yes.
All right, so just say when you get big, right? You got these sold out arenas, you traveling in the country, you start making that real paper, you know what I mean? If you get your contract right, you getting that paper coming in, you get on them, let's say you get on Jay-Z level, all right? We really thinking big here. What are you gonna do for the Black Belt?
I really can't say what I'm gonna do,
okay.
You know, but I'm gonna try to keep it real as possible.
Well, I thank you so much for reaching out to us today. Thank you for doing it and coming back. I appreciate that. All right, this is Portia Takes on the Black Belt with an up-and-coming artist. Make sure you support this guy, Young Russell. Hit him up on the pages below, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Alright, thank you for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Young Russell, he's a man of few words, but he's an incredible artist. Also, thanks to my brother. Now, that's the only time you're going to see me and Robert getting along together, sitting by each other. But I appreciate you doing this interview. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Continue to support Portia Takes on the Black Belt. Share on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Portia Takes on the Black Belt. Bye-bye.
Oh, you turn out fine, but you gotta keep your head up. Oh, and you can let your head down. Hey, you gotta keep your head up. Oh, and you can let your head